Hello and welcome back to Sharks Happen. On today's episode, we're going to do our first installment in a series. It's going to have multiple sharks attacking one victim. And we're going to start out this series over in the Bahamas. And the date was August 8th of 2022. Finley Downer, he is 8 years old. He and his family, his father and his sister, they had gone on a 5-island tour at Compass Cay over in the Bahamas. And they were in the process of, they were going to be swimming with pigs, they were going to be swimming with the nurse sharks. So earlier in the day it sounds like they had already swam with the nurse sharks. And now that it sounds like they were on an island, one of the 5-island trip, and they noticed that there was a bunch of people in the water with a bunch of nurse sharks. So people are standing, not with the tour, they're standing out in the water. It doesn't say how far from shore, but it can't be very far. Finley and his sister see that there's people out there and they're all sitting there and sharks are swimming around them. So they enter the water and they go to be with these people and see these sharks. What wasn't known is somebody, I don't know, it sounds like somebody that wasn't even in the water, was throwing food into the water. And this caused these normally docile nurse sharks to get all excited, and they went after little 8-year-old Finley. They grabbed him by the legs. I'll put up some photos. I usually don't put a lot of photos, but these ones are blurred out, and I believe it's after he's bandaged up. And it'll show that, you know, these things can do major damage. I'm used to them latching on, the little ones latching onto you and not letting go. But when they get of size, they can do some damage with them teeth. I'll also put this picture up there of the teeth when you could see them swimming at you. They're no joke. So those are the photos of his leg. He ends up surviving. He got into the water. The father says that he was in there a very short time. It sounds like less than 2 minutes he was in the water with these sharks. And who knows who was throwing the food into the water with these sharks. That's a real smart thing to do with people all in the water. The weird thing is they all went after him. His sister ended up grabbing him and bringing him to shore. Now, they said that he had pieces of his leg hanging, you know, because he was bitten in his legs pretty good by these 3 sharks. There was 3 nurse sharks that were attacking on him when his sister went in and grabbed him and brought him into shore. Doesn't say what the rest of the people were doing. I don't know how close he was to the people. Doesn't sound like he was very close to them, but it would be nice to know that. Most of the stories are just concentrating on him and his father, but not really going over locations of the people and where he and his sister ended up being when she pulled him out of the water. So they're in the water. The father says that he gets in the water and all of a sudden sharks are just swimming around him, like a dozen sharks are swimming around him. When he's in the water being attacked, that he doesn't want to die. And pretty sad and pretty traumatizing thing for the kid to go through, especially with normally docile sharks that you were just swimming with, petting and having a good time with them. And then, you know, something happens like that where some numbnuts are going to throw something in the water and cause a shark that doesn't even bother people to do something. Now, they usually will bother you if you bother them, but very unusual for them wobegongs, these kind of, you know, placid sharks, they're docile. You usually have to be messing with them, and a lot of people will grab them and try to flip them over and make them go with the tonic immobility, and that's how they end up getting bitten, because you can grab a shark by the tail and it's all cartilage. That thing can turn around on itself and bite you. And my favorite video of a moron is the guy, he's standing there and he's holding onto a little shark, a little baby shark, maybe 2 feet long at the most, little guy, and he's holding it up to the camera. He's got a beer in his hand, if I'm remembering correctly, no shirt on, and he's kind of a heavy-set guy, and that shark turns and bites him. I think it grabs him on the chest, but it might have been on the arm, that one. There's a video of all these idiots getting bit by sharks when they're messing with them, and that's my favorite one because he's holding it thinking he's safe, and he's not. The thing turned and bit him. So that's what ended up happening. They got him out, and they got him in. The tour says that they're not responsible because they went into the water in a lagoon where they don't even, you know, participate with this participate with the nurse sharks swimming with the people. They have the certain areas that they do this with. So it sounds like there's going to be some kind of a dispute between the family and the people that actually did the tours. And like I said, a 5-island tour, it's an expensive tour, 200 pounds per person. And I believe there was 5 of them on the trip. It's a terrible way to end up having your holiday ruined, because the water is beautiful. I mean, it looks kind of cool with the kid in there with the sharks before they're biting them. No pictures of the sharks as they're biting them, but we see the results of the bites, and it's not fun stuff. So nurse sharks are no joke, even if, you know, they're docile most of the time. Don't throw food in the water with them. Don't wear jewelry with them. You don't want those big mouths coming in trying to check out what you have. Even if it is a nurse shark, you don't want to give them any reason to bite you. So that's our attack, our first multiple shark attack. This went on little 8-year-old Finley Downer over in the Bahamas. We'll have a next installment on this one, probably in the next week or so. And remember, if you go into that water, you are much more afraid of those sharks than they are of you.